Hey everybody, this is Francesco Abbruzzino with the Rant. Today I want to talk about the deliberate downing down of the children in the United States to affect social change. And what you see going on now is a charade. The charade that they're calling the Republican presidential race. And we're allowing ourselves to fall for this same trap that we fell into in 2008 with Barack Obama. What is happening is we're a lot willing to accept anything in the place of the current administration, because we have become so hopeless, so desperate for anyone to fix our nation. If it means electing a man who admittedly voted or gave Hillary Clinton money, then that's a good thing. And the sad reality is that many have come to accept this as no matter whom you vote for, the push for global government and the surrendering of American sovereignty will just continue. It'll continue. In the conservative movement, you will hear people refer to Ronald Reagan. This is an iconic conservative president whose patriotic fervor should be sought in all Republican candidates. Reagan was a gifted actor who is remembered for contrasting American freedom and the natural rights of men to the mental slavery that is called communism. You see, Reagan actually defeated the Soviet Union, and communism died as a result. Why does it then seem to make such a comeback here in the United States? Why are we seeing it around the corner? We do have a president like Obama successfully pushing a communist agenda. Ronald Reagan defeated the Soviet Union, but it was a hoax designed to psychologically disarm us, disarm the United States, and merge us with the coming New World Order. You see, back in 1950, this guy, John Dulles, he claimed that the Soviet Union was involved in an aggressive campaign to give the illusion that it was communism that saw peace and human equality, while capitalist nations like the United States pursued a violent wars of imperialism. Fast forward today to modern America, and you see the philosophy being openly taught in our universities. You have the young people in the nation virtually begging for socialism with Bernie Sanders, as they're taught by these leftist professors that capitalism is greedy. It's possibly even racist. How could this happen in a nation that espouses individual liberty and the creation of wealth through hard work and initiative? The communists were given influence over our education system, and our iconic President Reagan bears much to blame for this, folks. You see, back in '85, Gorbachev and Reagan, they decided that let's go out and create an education system that will train an obedient workforce to follow the dictates of their masters and not question authority. They did this when they signed the agreement to merge our nation's education systems together. They essentially formed the indoctrination system that teaches kids that America's capitalism and patriotism are bad and collectivism is good. And Bush sealed this deal back in 2001 when he signed No Child Left Behind. This was the vision of John Dewey, who many progressives consider to be the father of modern day education. Dewey's also the author of the Humanist Manifesto, which could be considered the Americans' version of the Communist Manifesto. Dewey began to see education as a means, folks. He believed that children could be trained from an early age by advocates to go and support big government and social control. And they have successfully employed the idea of changing behavior and turning students into advocates of government control by using the issue of things like racism. And this was done through operant and classical conditioning. Classical conditioning basically is that concept where you go out there and you try to change behavior by providing certain stimuli. You know, Pavlov's dog with the sounding of the bell and they'll salivate. Operant training or conditioning is a little different. This is when you come in to you try to basically reward and punishment type system. You know, we see this a lot more commonly in our classrooms nowadays. Person's behavior could be changed by manipulating their environment. Do this around them And that fear of not fitting in will be a motivator, a powerful motivator at that, to make these changes. This is essentially forcing behavioral change in our public schools. And it enables the controllers, the administrators, to push society further to the left and firmly within their control. It's being done intentionally because people have allowed themselves to be fooled by the false two-party system that's going on out there. As we continue to watch the Republican presidential race with hopes of great change, please realize, folks, that choices are being deliberately attempted to get you to surrender they want you to get you to surrender your values and principles. So we need to ask ourselves, why we have a man running for conservative presidency who says Obama needs to be replaced with universal, government-funded healthcare system. He also one time supported an assault weapons ban and longer waiting periods to purchase firearms. Doesn't sound like a Second Amendment supporter. While he appears to be saying things that people want to hear. Every so often he says something that furthers the left's agenda, and the people just go for it. Ted Cruz, he's an eligibility issue surrounding him. And while many on the right say it's a settled issue, what if it isn't? What if Ted Cruz isn't eligible to be president? If conservatives elect a man who is ineligible after challenging Obama's eligibility, will we have effectively nullified our Constitution? Which is another goal of the left, unfortunately. We are being played fools. We are being played for fools. And the end game is further to the left's agenda towards merging the United States in the coming world order with psychological and behavioral modifications. These techniques are being used to accomplish their goals within our school system. This has been Francesco Abbruzzino with another Rogue Rant.